Hello everyone, I'm here today with another process video. Today I'm working on 6x12 layouts. This is for my Chicago album. On the left side I will have a full 6x12 page. All I have that's going to go on there is this page from the brochure, and my plan is to do stars or arrows or something that points to the areas that I actually visited within the museum. I do need some background paper for that. This is just the back of what was used over here, and that definitely does not match with what I want. So I need to find something else, and I'm thinking maybe black with a subtle pattern, just as long as it doesn't compete with what I've picked out for over here. And I think this is what I'm going to use on the right side. The configuration, the photos, all that, I think this is it. But I reserve the right to change them if it doesn't work out the way I think it will. I did pick out this card because it specifically says Art Lover Gallery Visit. So it's specific to art. This I just liked the background and I needed a filler there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I should do separate journaling, if I should just find something fun and attach it. Who knows? We'll see what happens as I go. I have selected this paper for the background, and hopefully the camera can pick this up. It's black, and then in kind of a gray charcoal color, it has just little kind of hash marks or tick marks. So I thought that would work. It doesn't really distract from this piece over here. It's such a subtle pattern. And then it brings in the black that I wanted. It also gives me the chance to use some washi probably up here in almost any color I want, as long as it matches here, and almost anything will match with black. So I do like that it's giving me that option that I can bring in some color elsewhere because black is such a nice background. And that's kind of it so far. I'm going to start pulling out the stars and arrows and things like that to see what I can make work over here. I decided to pull out my arrows first. So I have all of these, which are more flat, and then I have these over here, which are glitter acrylic pieces. I believe these are older ones from Stampin' Up. And my initial thought is to use those because I like the color. This is very dark. That would bring in some sparkle along with the color. I just have to see, I have to count up how many of these I actually went to on the first floor here. So 1, 2, 3, I guess it's just 3. So I would need 3, and then I would just have to match the color. I did pass through this gallery, but I didn't take photos. I didn't really stop and look at anything, so I'm not going to count that. So really it's just 3. The Chagall has some blue in it, so I wouldn't want to do blue there, but I could maybe do blue here, or like so, pointing to the Indian in Southeast Asia. And there is a little bit of pink over here. There's a pink hue. I could maybe get away with it. Maybe not the Chagall. Maybe that would have to go here. The Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. And then I could either do maybe the green or this sort of cream or yellowy color for the Chagall. Let's see, that's with the green. I like it, but there is a lot of green there already. Or this. That's a little too close to this color. I think maybe it would have to be the green, because I can't use the green up here. There's a lot more green in there than here. Let's see, let's get that one out of the way and see how that looks. You know what? I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to move these out of the way and then scooch the pictures back over from the other side and see how they all work together. When I put these up against each other, I decided to make a change. So I also have this color, which is pink, but it's much lighter, and it's a closer match to what's in that frame and on the hat. So I think I'm going to switch out the dark with the lighter. Then I'll have that there, and then I could place one over here somewhere to bring in a little bit of that so that the pages sort of look like they go together, but it's going to blend into the background on there. So either I'm going to have to add something else and then layer it on top, or perhaps get a different background piece. I'm not sure which yet, so I'm going to go off camera and work on that a little bit. I adhered those acrylic pieces. I used this glue. That's what I tend to use for anything acrylic. So I did glue those down so they are drying for now. And as I was doing that, I thought, okay, this is where I can figure out the washi I'm going to use and then hopefully incorporate the same washi over here in some way and then layer this last arrow on top of the washi. So I have to find something that's going to work in both places. So I think while trying to look for washi, this is the only thing I've picked out and it totally doesn't go with that. I like the blue because I've got some blue there. They aren't exactly the same, but I like it. And there is just a hint of blue up here. So I'm trying to go with blue, and really anything I take that has a pattern is not going to match with this. So I've decided to switch out this paper. And I do have another sheet of this that's 6 by 12, so I will just cut part of this off to become a 3 by 4. All right, so I'm cutting down my paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut it 4. So I have it that way. And then since it's 6 inches across, I can just cut it in half and it'll give me the background that I need for this one. Plus I'll have a spare 3 by 4 available. I've pulled out 3 other blue washis, and right away when I'm looking, I can see that even though I love the pattern, it's too dark. It doesn't match. This one is really also too dark when you see it up close. However, this one I like better. This one is probably somewhat close, but it's a little too dark, I think, like the others. So it's probably going to have to be this one. And I think I'll just do some up top, maybe a little bit on bottom here, and then it'll create a visual triangle because I'll have 1, 2, 3. I've put the washi on over here. I did kind of upper right, lower left, so they would be a little diagonal from each other. And then when I add it to this, it'll be perfectly in the middle and back over. It'll lead the eye in that direction. So I think it has to be in the upper half here. Just gonna tear off a piece. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And just kind of put it wherever. It does not need to be perfectly centered. And then I think I will just overlap the arrow. Probably, do I want it on top of the washi or the bottom part? I think the top. And that still leaves me room to put something there. Either I could stamp a little something in color and cut it out, fussy cut it, or I can find some other kind of embellishment that will work, but I can find something that will fill that space. Because I have this light pink here and brought it in on this side and even a little bit in the background here, I thought maybe I could incorporate some pink washi along with the blue. So I've picked out these two and I like them because they're both very narrow. This one is even more narrow than this one that has a little bit of a pattern there. So I'm just going to try them and see what I like better. Okay, I decided to go with this washi that had the slight pattern, just little crosses or plus signs on it. So I've added it in all 3 places and I really like the way that looks. But of course now I'm thinking, well, then I need to bring in that green because otherwise it's kind of just over there by its lonesome. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to color in part of this card. The photo that's in the frame here, or the picture that's in the frame, I can make the mountains or hills in the background green. I can figure out a way to bring in the blue or the pink in other places and just bring in all of those colors so that it really feels like it goes together. I have colored in the card with blue frame and green hills in the background there, but what I realized is I don't have a pink marker that's the right color. They're all way too dark, way too bright. They're just not this subtle pink. But I do have this Heidi Swap Color Shine in Blush. It's a much lighter pink, so I'm going to just test it and see if it's the right pink, if it will work. So I'm just going to shake it up a little bit here and do a little splattering and just see. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Look at that color compared to those pinks. I think that's the winner. All right, so I am going to do some splattering of this card then to bring in that pink. Here's the card with the splattering done on it. And then when I was looking at it, I decided, why not put some on here too? So I added some to this side. This one is not quite dry yet, so it doesn't show up quite as well, but it will as it dries. So you can see that I do have some around the different areas here. But then again, it just makes it look like it goes together a little bit more. So as soon as this is all dry, I will put it in the page protectors and decide if there's anything else I want to do with this. When I was trying to figure out what to put in here, I came across these in my stash, and I'm thinking I may just use one of these gold leaves because there's gold here and here and here, and I figured, hey, if Rembrandt's gonna use it in the paintings, maybe I should use it on my layout. And I've had these a long time and haven't used them all, so let's see, would the big one fit? This way? I could use them both, I suppose, but that seems like a lot. If I just take one here and overlap it, and I want to keep it whole. You can punch out the middle like so, but I think I want to keep it whole. And maybe just go like that to bring in a little of the gold. Then I feel like I need some over here. I could do the heart since I love the museum. Let's grab this one. Oh, but then I'm gonna need 3 for a visual triangle. I could put one over here. Yeah, I could just do, well, this one. This tiny little one here. Let's see here. If I just overlap it like so. I don't want it black showing in the little V there. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in the page protectors. All right, there we go. That's what it looks like put together. Here's a close-up view of this one, so you can see a little bit more of the splattering once it dried. And then this side, and normally I put phrases or things, whatever, over photos, but in this one I really didn't. I wanted to leave them. So I just added these 2 things. And, you know, once again, it turned out differently than what I thought it was going to be at the beginning, but that's okay. The journey is fun. Thanks for watching, everyone.